Everyone, we are going to be talking about reinventing yourself. Spring is coming up, so I want to get people inspired and in the mood to. We do spring cleaning and everything, but it's like, why not start now? And I'm not talking about your outside space. Yes, decluttering and doing stuff like that is important and good, and something that's good to do during spring cleaning. But we want to start internally and have an internal shift happen. So we're having a shift in consciousness, we're having a shift in vibration, which then ripples out into our body and into our external environment. So that is what we are going to do. I'm just checking. And I also please come with your questions. I love answering your questions. I just have a bunch of notes. I'm doing this with some clients where we're talking about, okay, let's spring clean our energy, our life, getting rid of people that we don't need, and just energies we don't need, situations, all of it. We're going to clear it out instead of being frustrated by it. So, and there is a frustration and anger in those negative energies of it. We're going to clear it out instead of being frustrated by it. So, and there is a frustration and anger in those negative energies. They serve a purpose. They are indicators. They're like our GPS system that is telling us where we don't want to be, what is making us uncomfortable. So, but it's not to stay in that energy and then identify as someone that's disgruntled all the time and always complaining about something. And you definitely don't want to be someone that is always complaining about the same shit. Now, I know you know those people. It's like, bitch, you're still complaining about that? Or they're complaining about that and it's gotten worse. That is not the vibe we are going for. We are trying to rise up. This is about your evolution, okay? So, hi Dora. So we are talking about reinventing yourself. It's spring. Spring is coming. So I want us to I want you to spring clean your life, but I'm starting with your vibration, your health, your internal well-being. So your emotional and psychological well-being, and then that will raise your vibration and it will vibrate out into your body. So you can immediately shift your health and get to your weight loss goals or your body composition goals just by changing your energy and your vibration. So that is what we're going for. So these shifts that I'm going to go over with you are going to help you manifest whatever you want in your life, like health, wealth, relationships, career. But that involves every level up, every glow up, every time you reinvent yourself. And when I'm talking about reinventing yourself, I'm talking about being the highest and best version of yourself. Those goals that you set in January for New Year's resolutions and all of that, it's about getting to those and beyond. So we're always being a higher and better version of ourselves. That's what I mean by reinventing yourself. So to get there, we have to shift our energy first. And that's why I always, with clients or any of my courses, we start with nervous system regulation. And so doing that, first of all, I want you to decide, what is my baseline state? What state am I going to be in? And it should be something of peace, happiness, joy, but something that feels good to you, love, and suspend any doubt, right? Because doubt is the killer of anything that we're trying to manifest in our life. So decide that you are going to just leave doubt alone. If you have a higher power that you believe in, no matter what you call it, God, source, whatever, ask that higher power of yours to take doubt and just take it away from you, right? If energy can't be created or destroyed, we're going to transmute that doubt into more belief for ourselves in this new life that we're creating for ourselves. So, hello guys. So that is what we're doing. First, removing doubt from the thing, and then getting into that. So if I lived a life of peace, and what would that feel like? And the next thing you need to do, if you are anytime you are regulating your nervous system or getting it to a healthier place where it's not in a cortisol state, you have to breathe correctly. You have to breathe anyway. So you might as well do it in a way that's going to regulate your nervous system. And really all that I could give you a ton of breathing techniques. A lot of them are online. Wim Hof is great. Breathing deeply, pause at the top of the breath, exhale slowly, pause at the bottom of the breath. That's where you need to start. If you're having a little bit of trouble with energy and motivating yourself, then you could breathe it's called lion's breath in yoga. And then you could also, Tony Robbins does this a lot, you could jump up and down as you're breathing. Okay? So that is how we're regulating our two states. If you need to be a little bit more energetic, you do the last one. And then the box breathing, breathing in and out deeply. And then our nervous system is regulated. Then that's the foundational work, just getting the nervous system regulated. It gets that rid of doubt. And I really just need you to commit. Even if you don't believe it, I talk about this all the time with my clients. You don't have, just trust me, okay? If you could just remove doubt, just pretend like exactly what you want is going to happen. Just do it. Like, what do you have to lose, right? Whatever you give your energy to, you get more of. So we're going to focus all of our energy on how we are reinventing ourselves and what that looks like. I also suggest making a list of what you want all of that to look like. How does your body feel? How does your health feel? What do your relationships look like when this reinvention that you are stepping into by spring? I want you guys to commit to that. You could write in the comments, like declare to yourself, I am, by springtime, I am stepping into this new version of myself. And that doesn't mean we get stagnant and we stop and then we're done. We're going to keep going after that. But just from now until spring, what can I do to step into the highest and best version of myself? And what does that look like? And then with all of your heart, you're going to know and believe that that's possible. It wouldn't be a desire of yours if it wasn't possible. So we're going to step into that. And then also increasing or raising your vibration or frequency. You can do that by doing something that you like. Being outdoors, we're humans, we're meant to be outdoors, so that's always going to help. Also being by fire, so like candles, fireplace at night, things like that, they just naturally raise our vibration as our nervous system is hardwired to like those things. So commit to going for a walk outside, even if it's to run errands, like make it happen and as often as possible. And then if there's anything else that you like, connecting with people that you actually enjoy connecting with, start there. And also, when you're stepping into this new version of yourself, for now, I would keep it quiet. I would just, between you and yourself, you could tell me, when I work with my clients, I'm like, tell me, but for now, keep it to yourself, because even your best friends, even the most well-meaning people in your life sometimes want to keep you small for a couple reasons. It threatens them in some way. They feel like they're inferior. They're not following up on their goals, or, it just brings up some type of inferiority in them when you start to level up. Also, sometimes people are well-meaning and they just really think it's dangerous or not a good idea. And it's because they're maybe being small-minded in some way. Not that they're actually doing anything malignant. That could happen too. But there are different versions of that where people consciously or unconsciously want you to stay small, even if it's for your own good, or if it's because it's like threatening to them in some way. So, and that will all play out, and sometimes when we level up, we lose people. There's a period of isolation and loneliness, and let that happen. And that's another reason I was doing this, because during times when we level up and we have a rebirth, or we reinvent ourselves, or if you're spiritual, like you're having an ascension, it sucks. This part sucks. Before the level up happens, before the rebirth happens, it's kind of dark. It can be. And so I want you to know that's normal, and that you're not doing anything wrong, and that you're on the right path. And I'm here for you. Anyone that is a client, student, or that watches my content, I'm making space for you to have your evolution. So just know that, I'm with you, and I'm, sending you the energy that will help you level up, but just know that it's normal. And so when you do this, I also suggest having like what I call brain dumps, or often referred to as venting. Get out paper and just write everything that's on your mind. It does not need to make sense. You can also do an audio recording where you're just talking and just saying everything that's on your mind. I feel anxious about this and I think I suck. Like, get it all out. You have to flush it out of your nervous system. So if you're in this place that feels kind of low and dark, don't judge yourself. There's nothing good or bad. It's all good, and it's leading to good things. And I'm proud of you for going through this period and not giving up and not numbing out. Okay, that's another thing. So let's not numb out on food, alcohol, shopping, drama, too much TV, all of those things. So just allowing yourself to go through it. That's it. Just being like, you know what, I'm going through it right now. I'm going to get some extra sleep. I'm going to be really gentle with myself and love myself and care for myself, instead of being like, God damn it, you should be doing more. None of that. We want to keep a nice rapport with ourselves, and also keep telling yourself, like, this is leading to better things. This is all leading to better things. And then And then also meditation is a great nervous system reset and will help you get into that state. Now, when you're meditating, do the deep breaths, clear out your energy, exhale away any thoughts, and then I want you to focus on that new version of yourself and like really feel into it a little bit, like any little thing. Like what does it look like in the morning? How does your skin look? How do your relation, like everything that you could think of. I want you to completely focus your attention on this new version of yourself. And even like little things, like how do you respond to things? What do you do on a Tuesday? All of the things. Get really granular and detailed about it, and then feel all the good feelings. I don't care like how delusional that you think it is. Great timing that I found you. It resonates really well. Thank you. Oh, you're so welcome, Joe. Yeah, please let me know if you have any questions, because the spring, Joe, the spring is a time of renewal. It is the rebirth, like, and in every culture, the spring signifies like the real new year. So let's get ready for it. Like, it might have been a hard, few like January and February. It's okay. Let the darkness, we all have dark moments and times where things aren't going exactly how we want, but all I'm saying is don't judge yourself, and then know that that things are getting like way better, and keep telling yourself that things are getting better and better, and I love it, and I'm really happy for myself because I'm doing this. So we do those internal things. We make the internal shift for really happy for myself because I'm doing this. So we do those internal things. We make the internal shift first. And sometimes we have to do that a couple times a day. It's like, oh, I'm getting off. So let me go back to deep breathing. If you're in your car, deep breathing and focusing on that highest and best version of yourself that is coming very soon. Coming back to that, feeling all the good feelings. And then from there, it's easy to declutter your home or these things that became chores. That's why I never say to start with, okay, let's declutter the house and do this and do all the... Well, you can, but it can be something that you perceive as a pain in the ass that will take forever and that you'll sabotage yourself because it just takes but if you energetically make that shift, you will be motivated. You will be in a flow state where that happens easily. So from there, how do you want your outside space to look? What about, do you want to, if that new version of yourself dresses a certain way, how does that look? Can you do some online shopping and make that fun? Whatever it is, go from there. Now we want to start to change the external state. And also, what new habits does this version of yourself have? Thank you, Abigail. Oh, hi. And so what new habits does this person exercise every day? What does this person, how does this person react? Like, I'm saying it this way because things that used to bother you, the new version of you doesn't give a fuck, is not bothered. We want to get to that unbothered state where things like, especially negative energy and people, that they don't bother us. They're just not even like on our level of consciousness where it could be an issue, right? So think about it that way, and then we start to change the external environment from there. And I do recommend a little bit of a digital cleanse. And what I mean, my version of that is focus on social media, any type of online content that serves you, that is directly helping you improve your life in some way. I love entertainment, but at this time, leave it to things that make you laugh, because laughing is so healing. You could literally change your vibrational state. There's a book about a guy, I'll put in the comments later, but he was told that he had like 3 months to live, so he quit everything. He just like focused on things that made him laugh, and he completely recovered, because laughing is so important. So the things that you should focus on are things that make you, like in terms of media, so we're not numbing out with TV or media, is things that make you laugh and things that are educating you in some type of way to make you a better version of yourself. So things that are supporting your evolution is what I want you to focus on. And that's what I mean by a digital cleanse. So not just numbing out. And it's so easy to do. So getting rid of doom scrolling. And then from there, the next external thing is, what shifts in your diet do you want to make? I've started my private practice with integrative health and helping people rewire their brain to get away from compulsive behaviors and bad habits, but I've never put someone on a diet and I've had like absolute success. So I don't believe in like restriction and diet. I believe in, we create a state change. We become a higher and better version of ourselves. And then that person that we've become doesn't like shit food, doesn't eat right before bed, doesn't do all these things, doesn't excessively drink or smoke or whatever it is. So when you become that new version of yourself, you become allergic to certain things, certain toxic people, foods, things. It's amazing. That's why I always say start there. I don't ask my clients or anyone like to ever like white knuckle or like now we're trying to this behavior. It doesn't work. That's why you hear willpower doesn't work, because it just doesn't. And the saboteur, the inner critic that we all have, gets loud and is typically running the show, and it'll be like, fuck it, just go back to whatever, just sit on your couch and do that thing and just drink a bunch of beers. And that's our comfortable state that we're moving out of. But if you embody the person, this is a big, like, super, like, concept work, self-concept work. If you embody the person that you are becoming, that you are stepping into the spring, you're going to become, okay, because we've committed to that. That person doesn't do those bad behaviors, or not bad, like the behaviors that aren't serving you. I don't think anything's good or bad. The behaviors that aren't serving you. So focus on that. Focus on acting like the highest and best version of yourself that you are stepping into, you are becoming. Again, we're focusing all of our attention on it, because what we give attention, we get more of. What we give energy to expands. Okay, and what else did I write in my notes? So yeah, like the physical shift up, but do you see how it's like, at first it's internal, then it reverberates out into the external. And if you start there, you will collapse time. Everything will happen sooner and faster when you start from making that energetic shift, regulating your nervous system just through breathing. I mean, people have all these courses and things on regulating your nervous system. You just need to breathe. If you can close your eyes. And I'm talking about meditating for like 3 minutes. I love meditating and I do it for a lot longer, but because it's enjoyable. And you might get there. You can start at 2 minutes and then it might be 20. But all I'm saying is regulate your nervous system. Your baseline state, you weren't here, your natural state, you weren't created, you weren't born, and you weren't meant to live in a state of anxiety and dysregulation all the time. Yes, it happens, but that challenge and that hardship, or especially if it's like if you've had chronic anxiety, is helping to propel you to a better state. Our challenges make us strong, and I hate that sometimes. And that's why I always tell my clients or people that are watching any of my content, let's do the level up before like life kicks our ass or the universe does it for us. And because you've been there, you've been in a rock bottom moment, or like some situations just happen around you where you have to fucking move. And so all I'm saying is like, let's do the level up. Let's reinvent ourselves and step into that higher and better version of ourselves, where our vibration and everything is so much better now, like, because for our own will, like, because it's going to help us, and not because we're getting our ass kicked and it's just it's like one of those big learning lessons. Yes, we have to have those. Yes, a lot of times they've created like profound shifts in our lives, but I'm just like Dr. Joe Dispenza says, why not do it ahead of time? Why not do it from a state of peace or a little bit more ease? Okay. And we don't, if you do identify someone's like, oh, I thrive in chaos and I need to procrastinate, like, and do everything. Stop identifying like that. Okay. Chaos and, chaos and I need to procrastinate, like, and do everything. Stop identifying like that. Okay. Chaos and, being procrastinating and then getting it done. Those are cortisol induced states. And yes, they can help us get things done sometimes, but I'm saying, what if you could have that same energy and then get it done with enough time, and think about how much better that would be, and you're not run ragged and your nervous system isn't fried, because we don't want to get into that cycle and that belief system that we only get things done when it's hard or when things are chaotic. No, we weren't meant to live in chaos constantly. So shifting your identity around that, all of this is self-concept work. So all of this, I just want you to really focus around that. All of this is self-concept work. So all of this, I just want you to really focus on. Take the rest of Sunday and Monday if you need to, but like, take this time to think about the new version of yourself that you're creating, even if it seems like a character now. And then also think about your inner saboteur, your inner critic, and what do they look like? Think about, like, do they, have the I forgot the Charlie Brown character. It doesn't matter. Like, but are they like sad all the time? Are they like always thinking about like whatever your inner critic is? I want you to think about that person, but also I want you to think about them as separate than you. So that part of you that is your inner critic are always trying to sabotage, to think about them as separate than you. So that part of you that is your inner critic are always trying to sabotage you, or just be like, no, start that another day or whatever, it's not going to work. Like, who is that? Give that person a whole different name and notice that when they're taking over, and be like, no, this isn't me. This isn't the highest, best version of me. The highest and best version of me wouldn't want to react this way or do this or use my time in this way. So can I shift it? And yes, it will be uncomfortable at first. It will be uncomfortable to do the new thing. That is the new version of you. Okay, I'm not going to mince words about that. At first, it will be uncomfortable. Your inner critic, your inner saboteur will come in and, like the crabs in the thing, like pull you back down. And notice when that happens. And then here's what's like really cool is that all of a sudden you'll start to identify more. Your self-concept will shift to the higher and better version of yourself that you're stepping into, your reinvented person. And so when the inner critic or the saboteur starts to that you're stepping into, your reinvented person. And so when the inner critic or the saboteur starts to take over, it's like, no, I'm not doing that. Then that becomes uncomfortable. Then it becomes uncomfortable to whatever your old behaviors were, complain, make excuses, sit on the couch and do whatever, like to numb out. I'm all about sitting on the couch and relaxing, but there's a difference between taking time to, regulate and restore or numb out. So which one are you doing? We don't want to numb out. We want to be present for our life. Like just like Eckhart Tolle or any kind of self-development, like it's like everything is happening right here in the present moment. The past and the future really don't exist. Everything is happening in the present moment. And if you're stuck in the past, you're going to get depressed. And if you're constantly like preoccupied with the future, you're going to be very anxious. So we don't want to be in either one of those states. The here and now is where everything happens. It's where we can feel love and the peace and the joy. Like everything that we want is right here. The freedom, this version of yourself that you're stepping into by spring, I can guarantee you that if I asked you, okay, why do you want that? Why do you want that body composition? Why do you want that, whatever it is? It would be because I want to feel free. Why do you want that amount of money? You want to feel free. Yes, you want to feel good. You want to feel this and all these things. But at the end of it, you want to feel free because all humans want that. And so that is what we are always moving towards. And that the definition of freedom will change for you, or it might evolve is what I'm saying. So, but whatever it is right now in this moment, this day, this 9th day of March, whatever that looks like for you, I want you to completely step into that wonderful new version of yourself. And when your inner saboteur comes up, I want you to be like, nope. You could even, so we want to create positive pattern disruption. So when when we're really getting rid of all doubt, because doubt really puts a damper. It could really like kill a lot of things. So when we have doubt, we want to be like, nope. And then focus on what you want. Nope. And then again, if you have a higher power, your desires are divinely placed. So you're supposed to have this new version of yourself. It's exactly what it's supposed to look like, whatever it is, like physically, the type of job, whatever's in your bank account, how your relationships look. And then you're going to actively take part in that instead of like your inner saboteur having the wheel and being like, oh no, it's not going to happen. It's like, fuck that. Fuck doubt. I'm leaving it alone. The energy of doubt does not belong to you anymore. If you take anything away from this, I want you to know that because it can just kill everything. So we are in the energy of like having faith in ourselves and loving ourselves enough to know that we were meant to be that version of ourselves that we're stepping into in the spring. I keep repeating it because repetition is how you rewire the brain. And so as you're watching this, I'm helping you rewire and reprogram your brain and also uninstall old programs. So, neuroscience is, because what I do is neuroscience and psychology based. And so it's not just about like rewiring, which I think that term is thrown around too much, but I know how to rewire and reprogram the brain. But we also have to uninstall certain things, right? So just like you have to, you got new programs, you updated your hard drive, you do all these things. So what are you uninstalling? What are you uninstalling? And can you really commit to that? And not like uninstall, I'm gonna put it over here. I'm like uninstall, and then we're gonna throw that. We don't need it anymore. What is not serving you, even if it's uncomfortable to admit? I had this around like drinking. It's like, oh, but it's fun and but it really wasn't serving me in any way. So it's kind of like, what am I willing to look? And that doesn't mean we have to go cold turkey and like, but what can I let go of? What beliefs can I uninstall that really aren't serving me? I've told that that's not practical and blah, blah, blah. Fuck practical. When I work with my clients, when nothing practical happens. I worked with a woman who for decades tried to cure her insomnia in every way you could think of. And she came to me and she's like, I know that it's within the power of my mind. Insomnia gone in 3 weeks. So don't come to me if you're wanting, like, if you want to do practical. I don't do practical. I think practical is like a prison that, people try to put, like, the medical industry, the pharmaceutical industry, the diet industry tries to put us in, even the money industry. So, or the finance, but you can have anything that you want. I promise you that. And what you want is meant for you. And you could have it by spring. You're stepping into spring. I've been using with my clients Easter as a day of like, okay, this is where we're stepping into that new character, that new version of ourselves, this new self-concept, and we're going to slowly embody it every day. And the programs that we're uninstalling, can you give it up? If you're Christian or Catholic, I think Lent is going on right now, and you give up things for 40 days, or in other cultures you fast. So it's like, what can you give up? Even if like just for the next 30 days or whatever. It's not that long and time flies. So can you just decide to give a bad attitude, or going to bed late, or thinking the worst case all the time? Whatever it is, you need to uninstall those programs. You have to create space for the new updated programs. So we have to uninstall certain programs. And I would suggest writing it down and it's because it's a way to declare, I am uninstalling these programs. These programs don't exist anymore. I don't like these qualities in other people, so why would I do that to myself? Ew, we're done. And then write down what programs you're installing. I'm installing a program of financial prosperity, of radiant health, of optimism. Why not? People that are optimistic live a lot longer and they look younger. So why not? It will work in your favor. It's like at some point it's like, what do I have to lose by doing this? Nothing. There's no like big financial risk to choosing to be optimistic, or like big financial risk to choosing to be optimistic, or choosing to, okay, here's my new self-concept, and I'm going to believe and know with all of my heart that I'm stepping into this, and that it could happen within 30, really things can take as long or as short as you want. Like, honestly, I was talking to a client and she's like, oh, it's always taken me so long. I got married later in life. And I'm like, that's fine. Guess what? That's the past, and the past doesn't exist anymore. You can have whatever you want right now. Okay? And then, again, I was saying this earlier, if you clap your hands when that self-doubt or inner critic comes in, no, positive pattern disruption, and then you go back to focusing on what you do want, and then your self-concept and what that looks like and what that feels like. And it's really important to create that positive pattern disruption and know that that is not you. That's huge. That's uninstalling those programs anyway. That's why I use the technique of thinking about all the things that you don't like, and then putting that in one character, and then calling that character something different. I call mine Loretta, or like different names that I don't like. And then I'm like, you need to get away, because I am not you, and this is not the vibe. And then I align myself with my true self-concept that I'm evolving into, and that's always changing because I'm always leveling up. So, and that is the process. So guys, I'm really excited for you to step into that new version of yourself. And I know it could happen immediately, as soon as you want. I'll probably create more content on this, more YouTube videos. Please follow me on YouTube. That's where I'll have typically like most of my stuff. And I stream from there the most. So please follow me on YouTube and ask me any questions. If you go to the link that's in my bio, you could see all my programs there. All of them have to do with leveling up in some way. Keto Zen, download that, because that is all about reprogramming your brain to get the body and health that you want. That's all, and it's been scientifically, like, the science can't be suppressed anymore, which is so nice, that what you think about You can become like whatever you think about and however you vibrate, whatever you think about your health and your body, your cells are always listening. Your cells are always listening and will respond. And you know this. You've seen someone and got butterflies in your stomach. It's been scientifically proven that people that worry about cancer get cancer, whether they're genetically prone to it or not. Epigenetics take over. So it's the same thing. You can program your cells. You are that powerful. And I know the medical industry, the pharmaceutical industry does not want you to know that, but you can reprogram yourself. So Keto Zen talks a lot about that. And then if you are struggling with toxic relationships, because our relationships are directly correlated to the quality of our life and the quality of our health. So I do have a course on healing from toxic relationships and narcissistic abuse that is very helpful. And that is like literally a library of how to neurologically reprogram yourself to attract better relationships, to focus on self-love first. And that's another thing I should say. Whatever your self-concept is that you wrote down in when I was going through the steps, it needs to involve self-love. It needs to have you being the main character in your life. You are the main character. You are the director. You are the creator. Especially if you're into like certain realms of spirituality that talk about like you created every experience that you have. I believe that you did, but that means that you can create any part of your life, right? And so we get to create like healthy relationships, and you get to be the main character in your life, and you get to have the best relationship with yourself. You get to love yourself, and then you could love your kids and your spouse and everything, but you must love yourself first. You must put yourself first. I know that's challenging for a lot of you, but I go into that a lot in the toxic relationships and narcissistic abuse program that I have. But the crux of that program is not about the other person. It's about you and you healing and thriving. Anyone that is a client of mine, a student of mine, or just watching my content, the point of it is not to be in victimhood. It is for you to thrive. I want you to thrive. That is why you are here listening to my content. It's not to complain about things. It's not to put anyone else. It's for you to thrive. You have to have the awareness. So that's why I go over like, okay, this is what narcissists do, but it's not to complain. It's not to like get into, these things where we're just complaining. No, it's about so you can be aware like, hey, you don't get to be treated like that. And then you can level up into your next level and never attract that again. That's another thing that my program on healing from those relationships does. It levels you up so you don't attract that again. You learned that lesson, because you whatever you don't heal from and learn from, you repeat. So I want you to learn that lesson, because we can't keep siphoning our energy away to these toxic people. And like those toxic people were meant for you to understand your worth and really like understand how valuable and amazing and talented and capable and lovable you are. That's why those people exist. Not for you to go chase them or be angry and all that stuff. No, that's staying at their level. That's them winning, and then not winning, but like also just keeping you down. Like that's not the point. So the point of them is for you to just they could really accelerate your evolution if you allow it. So, and then of course, working with me individually, but please like watch all my stuff on YouTube. If you have something that you want me to create a video on, let me know and I will do it. I love that. I love getting feedback from you guys. Okay, I'm going to check to see if there's any questions that I might have missed. I don't think so. So thanks, guys. Thank you so much for joining. And then, of course, like don't forget to follow for more. Follow me here and subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's where you'll get the most of me. And thank you so much. I'm so excited for you to do this self-concept work. Again, just really getting into this new higher and better version of yourself. What do they look like? How do they act? How do they feel? All the things, devoting all of your energy to that, knowing that you're deciding in this moment you are going to embody that and nothing else. Uninstalling old programs that don't serve you, old thoughts, like all of that, letting it go. And keep moving your attention back. Yeah, your mind will drift. You'll get into doubt, the inner critic. Name the inner critic and then be like, no, get the fuck out. You're not welcome. They'll still linger back in, but as long as you have that awareness to redirect back to your self-concept. And I'm gonna post like clips of this, but if you have any questions and you're seeing this at a later time, let me know. Thank you for joining me, and I'm so excited for your evolution and growth. I'm so excited for the new version of yourself that you're stepping into in the spring with your reinvention and your renewal and your rebirth. This is just get excited for yourself. I'm excited for you. I'm gonna keep sending you that energy. Get excited for yourself and continue how to let me know how it goes. You can DM me, write me comments on my videos. I'm just here for your evolution and your progress, guys. All right, I will see you guys later. Love you.